What's up, everybody? So we have the new Oscar predictions for the month of February. Now, I think this should be like the last month where we, are still lacking some clarity, right? It's getting a little bit better because, obviously the Globes and the SAG and the Critics' Choice nominations have come out. So that helps us a little bit. But in terms of winners, we still don't really know. We could be looking at a bunch of false front runners where we think it is, but it's not. We'll just have to wait and see. And the Oscar shortlist came out for a couple categories, so they are updated in my list. So let's just go for it. And of course, we're going to start with Best Picture. So if you guys have been watching my Oscar predictions for a little bit, obviously I do 20 movies like minimum for Best Picture, and I usually group it up by 10. You see here it's a little different. I have 12 movies down here, and these really are the most likely nominees for Best Picture. Okay. There's 12. So as you guys know, there used to be a mandatory 10, but now they said up to 10. And really, that's not even true because it has never been 10 since they said that. It's been either 8 or 9. So at least 3 of these movies you see here are not going to get in. Possibly 4 if there's only 8 nominees. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't really know what is happening anymore. Okay? And, it's cool because I'm seeing a bunch of different lists now for top 10s, which makes that more exciting for Best Pictures. But regardless, let's go through it. My number 1 and 2 has not changed, and it probably won't change for a while, barring something crazy happening at the Globes or something like that. Chicago 7 and No Man's Land sitting comfortably at number 1 and 2. Absolute locks. Don't even know if I need to go into it that much more than that. As I said earlier in my Golden Globes predictions, Chicago 7 has gotten every single major nomination, aka the Globe Best Picture for drama. It's gotten SAG Ensemble, and it's gotten Critics' Choice Best Picture. No other movie has done that. No Man's Land hasn't. Mank hasn't. Promising Young Woman, etc., etc. I still fully believe that it is the frontrunner. It kind of feels like Argo to me in terms of that kind of movie where it's just a very entertaining, thrilling movie, I guess, right? If I could say like one thing about all the Best Picture winners, at least from recent, is that at the very least, it is more so, what's the best word? Entertaining, I guess. They do prefer a story. I really like Roma, but I can understand people who don't like Roma, and they usually don't tend to go for those kind of movies, right? As much as you want to say about Green Book, it's charming, it's entertaining. There you go. But to make no mistake, No Man's Land is still firmly in there, okay? And I don't see anything happening to it, not at all. I still think, not to step on the next category, but I still think Chloe Zhao is the front runner. Even with that being said, in a crazy year like this, you can't rule anything out. You can't. Maybe No Man's Land is just what'll sweep them away. So you never know, but Chicago 7 and No Man's Land, whatever order you want, go for it. I strongly believe these are the top 2, and I still am not budging on Chicago 7 at number 1. So number 3 is Mank. It's kind of funny. I was not exactly sure what to do with Mank last time. I think I had it at like number 4, I believe. It's just, what do you feel more confident in? I feel more confident in Mank, at least getting a nomination for Best Picture. Therefore, it is at number 3. I know a lot of people were concerned about it leading up to the big industry awards because critic circles seem to not love it as much as you would think. But Mank is still firmly in there. It's gotten Golden Globe drama. It's got Best Director for David Fincher. It's in for Critics' Choice. It didn't get ensemble for Mank, but Gary Oldman is really strong, so that kind of leads me to believe it is strong. Led nominations for Critics' Choice. It's obviously going to get a bunch of technical nominations. It's in there. And look at that. The little engine that could, as I said last time, I believe in my last January predictions, Promising Young Woman has skyrocketed to number 4. What a time. What a time. I could not have seen this coming. And I said that again last time. Promising Young Woman, these really next 2 movies seem to have a lot of love behind it. And I don't like to say there's a lot of passion behind it just because that was the narrative for Parasite. And I don't know if we'll ever see a movie with that much passion like Parasite did, at least for a while. Definitely not in these movies here. But Promising Young Woman is really fucking strong. It is arguably number 2 or number 1, depending on who you ask for screenplay. Emerald Fennell got Best Director for the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice. He got some technicals at the Critics' Choice. Carey Mulligan is obviously one of the front runners for Best Actress. It has a lot of stuff going for it. So with that being said, we go to Minari at number 5. I don't know about you guys, but I really feel this is the five if there was only five nominees for Best Picture. I really feel that. And you guys know I love Minari, okay? I am not just putting it there because of my personal feelings for it. The SAG nominations truly surprised me. And if the biggest branch in the Academy love Minari and it has a bunch of nominations at the Critics' Choice, which I know don't mean as much, but I saw what happened with the backlash with the Globes with Minari. I feel like similar to Promising Young Woman, there's a lot of love behind it, and I think people want it to succeed. And at least right now, as it stands in the middle of February, it is pretty damn strong. And if this would be the five, if there was only five nominees, I think that'd be fucking beautiful. I think I love it. I love it. I love those nominees. But let's kind of go down here. 6 and 7, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So why is One Night in Miami ahead? It's really the best director push for Regina King, in my opinion. And also, you know, I said this before. I still am not seeing an overwhelming amount of people. I know there's some, but I'm not seeing an overwhelming amount of people just love Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I haven't seen it. I think people love the performances. They may love the script or production design, whatever. I don't think they love the movie as a whole. And that's why like someone like George C. Wolfe isn't really getting any buzz at all for Best Director, right? One Night in Miami kind of is. Not saying people are just drooling over it, but I think there's a lot more, I don't know, admiration for One Night in Miami. And you can see that with Regina King, who is obviously one of the most respected people working in Hollywood right now. And you can see that with the Best Director nomination. So because of that, I think One Night in Miami is ahead at number 6, and Ma Rainey just follows a little bit behind at number 7. Okay, now it gets fucking interesting, okay? Now it does. Because to me, those 1 through 7, I would be kind of shocked if any one of them missed, okay? I would. 8 through 12, I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore, okay? So like I said, if there are only 8 nominees, that means one of these movies gets in and 4 of them get out. If there's 9, you guys can do the math. So at number 8, I have The Father. Kind of I don't know, at least from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing a lot of people with The Father on their top 9, I guess. I have The Father though. 1, it did well at the Golden Globes, okay? That's number 1. It's getting the acting nominations, which is good, right? I know some people are like, I'm not sure if Coleman can get in, whatever. Seems like she is. Critics' Choice, it missed Best Picture, but it got a couple technicals and it still got the acting categories. Okay. So why is it ahead of something like Da 5 Bloods or Sound of Metal, which just did pretty well at the Critics' Choice? To me, obviously, I just said the Golden Globes, which the other movies did not do. Judas didn't. Da 5 Bloods didn't. News of the World, Sound of Metal did not get it. Okay. And also, I am riding on the BAFTAs to push The Father. I think the BAFTAs will kind of boost it up, and therefore I think it'll, I don't know, at least get a boost that maybe the other movies don't, right? If the BAFTAs don't go for The Father, I think it's done. Then it's done. I don't think The Father will get in. But I'm riding on it. They love Anthony Hopkins. They love Olivia Colman. It made a bunch of short lists for the BAFTAs anyways. So I think The Father will get that boost. So there you go. You can thank the BAFTAs for that. 9, Judas and the Black Messiah. So Judas has missed every big nomination, right? It's missed the Globe, it missed the SAG Ensemble, and it missed Critics' Choice Best Picture, even though it got Best Ensemble at the Critics' Choice. Pretty surprising, at least for the Critics' Choice. Why do I have it above Da 5 Bloods and News of the World, Sound of Metal? Right now, I'm not ready to take it off. I'm just not. That's just how I feel. I'm not ready to take it off. I said this before, and I know a couple other people have said it too. With such a late campaign, I think that really hurt it. And I got to be honest, I don't know why people do such late campaigns. I know it almost worked for 1917, but they were getting it out a little bit earlier in 1917, in my opinion. And you saw Little Women miss like Globes and stuff like that. So I think late campaigns honestly hurt some movies. So that's number 1. But 2, because of that late campaign, I still feel like it's marinating. Okay, I feel like it hasn't caught on yet that this is one of the best movies that's eligible right now. I'm recording this on a Saturday. Judas came out yesterday as I'm recording this. I just saw it trending. I saw Daniel Kaluuya trending and people just melting over it. That's general audiences, I know, but I'm saying I don't think it's caught on fully yet that this movie is amazing. So because of that, I maybe it's really dumb. Maybe it's really dumb, but I still feel like this could be one of those movies where it just pulls a nomination out of its ass. Maybe like a Phantom Thread, an American Sniper, something like that. If any movie is going to do that, I think Judas can. So I have it at number 9. Fuck it. 10 to 5 Bloods. Okay. So the 5 Bloods got the SAG Ensemble. It got a supporting actor nod for Chadwick Boseman, but Delroy Lindo missed at the SAG. And then the 5 Bloods kind of redeemed itself at the Critics' Choice. It's at number 10 because I've just had this feeling since I saw it and with other people that I'm not 100% sure these industry awards bodies are going to go for the 5 Bloods. The Globes completely ignored it. Completely. SAG has a bunch of actors in it. With the total Academy, are they going to go for it? I don't know. I would tend to lean towards no. Are the BAFTAs going to go for it overwhelmingly? I wouldn't think so. So I feel like The 5 Bloods is the one movie that has performed decently, I guess you can say, but that's still going to miss Best Picture at the end of the day. That's my gut feeling. But even with that being said, it's obviously at number 10, so anything can happen. News of the world. Okay. I think people are a little bit, overreacting to News of the World, at least right now. Okay. What has News of the World gotten? It got Critics' Choice Best Picture and several nominations there. And because of that, I've seen people just throw News of the World into their top 8. I can't do that yet. Critics' Choice, at least for the big awards, probably has the least amount of impact, right? It's not more important than the Globes. Once again, for the big awards, I think the Critics' Choice is actually pretty good at the technicals, but it's not more important than the Globes. It's not more important than SAG. It's not more important than BAFTA. So I think people are kind of overreacting a little bit to News of the World. But even with that being said, we said from the beginning that News of the World is probably going to rack up a few technical nominations here and there. And with Helena Zango performing pretty well, maybe the support is a little bit bigger than one might have thought. Even with that being said, in the middle of February, with those nominations come out, I'm not going to put it in my even top 10 yet. Not yet. And then 12, Sound of Metal. So that got a couple surprise nominations at the Critics' Choice. It hasn't gotten anything else really big, not at the Globes, not at the SAG. This one, it really, I said last time that I thought it was focusing mainly on Best Actor, Best Sound Design, and then they'll try to get Paul Raci, maybe Best Editing too. I still feel like that's eventually where it'll end up. I can't exactly see it leapfrogging all those other movies. But once again, this is also a movie that feels like it can ride the wave a little bit, because I know a lot of people love Sound of Metal. I haven't really met someone that just straight up does not like it. So it's possible. It's possible. It's at number 12. Okay, then we got 13 through 20. Pour one out for me here. You guys know I love Soul. I actually think Soul 100% should get a Best Picture nomination. This is my opinion. I love Soul. I think it's better than like half the nominees in Best Picture that I have above it. Let's be real. It hasn't gotten anything big, right? It didn't get Critics' Choice, which is probably the best place where it could get it. And no animated movie has gotten a nomination since they said you can go up to 10. When there was a mandatory 10, Toy Story 3 and Up got in. And if that was the case, maybe Soul could still squeeze in, because I know just there's a lot of love for that movie. But I can't really see it happening anymore. But it's still at number 13. Then you have The Mauritanian. Once again, I don't really say, I guess on the same level as a News of the World. And what I mean is, I don't know, I guess like a dad movie. News of the World is more like a dad movie, but The Mauritanian is more classic Oscars, more classic Oscar bait. And, you've seen Tahar Rahim get some love, especially at the Globes. Jodie Foster got some too. It's not impossible, but I still have The Mauritanian there at number 14. 15, you have First Cow. Once again, kind of more of a long shot. As we've seen, it didn't even get any nomination for Best Picture at the Critics' Choice, which is definitely the best place it could have gotten it. The industries, it just feels like are gonna ignore it. So sorry, First Cow. I like you. 16, Hillbilly Elegy. Once again, a movie that probably your parents would like, and you can never underestimate those kind of movies. Obviously, you've seen Glenn Close get in everywhere. You've seen Amy Adams get Best Actress at the SAG. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. As long as I have these 20 movies listed, Hillbilly Elegy will always be on my 20. It will always be on my 20. So there you go. 17, Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. Once again, along the lines of First Cow. Seems like a long shot. Its best chances are in screenplay, like First Cow. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen. And then 18, Pieces of a Woman, is a Vanessa Kirby train who's been getting everything, which is good. Ellen Burstyn has weirdly been snubbed out of a couple places. But I still hear from interviews that a lot of actors really love Pieces of a Woman, which I know didn't manifest into anything at the SAGs. But, still, like I said, I do 20. So I'm reaching at the barrel at this point. 19, you have Tenet, because a bunch of technicals, it has a chance. And then another round, probably going to win Best International. And I love it. Okay, Best Director. So top 3 hasn't changed at all. Maybe even top 4. I don't remember what I did for January, but I know top 3 hasn't changed. Chloe Zhao, still a front runner as far as I'm concerned. We'll have to see if that is the case at the Golden Globes. Maybe David Fincher takes the Globe, and then we'll have to, do some thinking again. But right now, she's still the front runner, hands down. Fincher, strong number 2. The Globes love him. He actually has a very good chance at winning the Globes. And even when Chloe Zhao was racking up these best directors for the critic circles, I still kept David Fincher as number 1 for a long time until I was just like overwhelmed where I'm like, okay, I have to do it. So he's still a strong number 2. 3, Aaron Sorkin, kind of a default choice. Like we've been saying, Chicago 7 is so strong. He's been getting in. So I have to put him at 3, but 3 down, I could really see anyone. I can 100% see Aaron Sorkin being snubbed for Best Director. They didn't give it to Bradley Cooper. They didn't give it to Peter Farrelly. They didn't give it to Ben Affleck. If they didn't give it to them, I don't know if they would go for Aaron Sorkin. But still strong. I have to put him at 3. Then you have Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman, also very strong, getting in pretty much everywhere, at least as of right now. I think at least 2 women will be nominated for Best Director, and I'm sure that's a record. I haven't researched that, but I'm pretty positive that would have to be a record. So that'd be awesome, and I think she would totally be deserving of it as well. Now, 5 is a little bit more interesting. I literally just made a last-minute switch, but I did put Regina King in One Night in Miami. She has, the gravitas, and the industry over Lee Isaac Chung, who I have at number 6 down there. You can see. To me, it's really 5, 6, and 7. I can see even fighting it out. Even 8. I mean, this Best Director lineup. I mean, I could see it. I wouldn't absolutely shock me to see any one of these people get in, but I have Regina King at number 5 just because she got Globe, and no one else at the bottom got Globe. So, boom. Lee Isaac Chung for Minari. If Minari's support is really strong, like I suspect it will be, and when I say that, I mean maybe 5 or 6 nominations. Parasite got 6 nominations. Not to compare it, but I'm just saying. So he could be another choice. He got Critics' Choice, not bars. That was the same damn word. Whatever. I think he could get in. Now, Spike Lee at number 7. Even though I think The Five Bloods is going to be on the outside looking in, I still even think Spike Lee could get a Best Director nomination. I still think he could. I said that last time where I said even if his movie misses Best Picture, I think he could get in. I still 100% agree with that. 8, Florian Zeller for The Father. Not Florina, like they were saying at the Globes. Florian. But, weirdly enough, even though I've seen a lot of people keep The Father off Best Picture, I've seen them keep him in Best Director. So that's kind of interesting. And I kind of agree with that too. Not on the level as Spike Lee, but I still kind of agree. And then 9 and 10, Shaka King, we'll have to see how strong Judas is. I wouldn't be completely shocked if he got in, but it's not looking likely right now. And Darius Martyr is kind of just riding on how big a support is Sound of Metal, really. Best Actress. Oh, shit. You guys see that? Yup. We have a new winner. Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman has leapfrogged over damn everybody, okay? Well, at least in the top 4. So she has leapfrogged everybody. And that feels right. That just feels right to me. Promising Young Woman has a ton of support, like I've said, and I'm feeling this wave, right? If you're paying attention, there's this wave for Carey Mulligan right now, okay? I don't really know why that is. I know people love Promising Young Woman, and I think Carey Mulligan feels right at number 1 right now. I predicted her to get the Globes. I don't know if Best Actress will be a sweep throughout. I don't know who wins the SAG, who wins the BAFTAs, whichever. But I think Carey Mulligan will probably win the most out of them, and I think she'll ride it to the Oscar right now. That would be exciting. I don't know if she's my favorite Best Actress performance, but if she's not my favorite, she's number 2. And I love Carey Mulligan. You guys know that. I am 100% happy with that if that happens. 2, Frances McDormand. This is really she's just a lock for Best Actress. I still feel exactly the same way. I know Frances McDormand was winning a lot for Best Actress in the critic circles. It was really her and Carey Mulligan. But I just do not think that the larger Academy Awards body would go for Frances McDormand. I just don't know if they would go for that kind of performance, really. But you're getting a nomination, so cool. 3, I have Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Why is she ahead of Vanessa Kirby? Like I said, the support for Pieces of Woman isn't as strong as you would want it to be. And by support, I just mean they would have to get both actress nominations, and they haven't been, right? Ellen Burstyn has been snubbed. So Viola Davis kind of leapfrogs her. And because if there's someone who could win the SAG over Carey Mulligan, I actually weirdly think it's Viola Davis. So there you go. For Vanessa Kirby, I think this would be, I don't know if even favorite's the right word. I think this is the best performance. It's certainly the hardest to me. But the love and support really isn't there. I'm not seeing it. And if Ellen Burstyn is getting snubbed everywhere, not that I think she's vulnerable, Vanessa Kirby being, because I think the top 4 are locks, but she's less of a lock than someone like Carey Mulligan, right? So there you go. Now 5 is really fucking interesting, okay? It's really damn interesting. Don't know what to do anymore, but I think the default choice is just Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday. It is the most Oscar baity role to me. And I know you could say, what about Hillbilly Elegy? That is Oscar baity, but Glenn Close really takes most of that shine, whereas Andra Day feels like she is just straight up the star, which she is in that movie. And, people are saying it's a good performance. It's just the movie isn't that good. And as we've been seeing with stuff like Hillbilly Elegy and Glenn Close, it really doesn't matter too much. So she's my default 5 right there. 6, Amy Adams, she got the SAG, so I kind of have to put her there. And it's not impossible to see. I don't know if the Academy would go for Amy Adams. I can 100% see Glenn Close. Don't know if I can see Amy Adams, but she's at number 6. 7, Zendaya. What a shame. Before everyone saw the movie, people threw her in at number 5, including myself, because the reviews were just so strong for her. And Andra Day, the Billie Holiday reviews were not as a movie. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anymore. She didn't get the Globe, didn't get a SAG. She got Critics' Choice, but Critics' Choice nominates so many fucking people. Don't even know if it matters that much. So there you go. Malcolm and Marie is kind of getting, I don't know, to say it's divisive would be an understatement. It's already the most divisive movie of the year, even though it's only in February. But she's at number 7. 8, Kate Winslet. Wow, why is she somewhat high up? Why did she come back? Just because I'm kind of preparing for the BAFTAs. I can see her getting a BAFTA nomination, to be honest, more so than other people. So that's why she's at number 8. Number 9, Sophia Loren. I can still see her getting that random nomination, right? Like you've seen it with the Oscars where they give an acting nomination to someone that has not been nominated anywhere, right? I think most recently, Marina de Tavera, I think for Roma, for supporting actress. I haven't looked that up, but I think that's the latest one. So that could happen there. And 10, I have Michelle Pfeiffer, French Exit. She was nominated at the Globe, so I had to do that. I will say, if there's love for Minari, I can see Yuri Han getting that random, no precursor acting nomination. Want to throw that out there. Best Actor. Okay. Gonna be real. Not a lot has changed. Not a lot. Okay. The order has kind of changed a little bit, but not a lot. 1 and 2, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, locks. Boom. Locks. Done deal. I still believe Chadwick Boseman is going to win this one. I think he's going to win the Globe, as I predicted. And he could possibly sweep all the way through. Hopkins, just as strong. Even if The Father misses Best Picture, he's not going anywhere. He's at number 2. 3, so this is where I switched the order, okay? But the top 5 actually still remains the same. 3 is Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, and I'm happy about that. I actually think Riz Ahmed is probably my favorite performance out of here. I haven't seen Tahar Rahim. I haven't seen the Mauritanian. Riz Ahmed, he's seeming like locks. He's getting in everywhere. I am very happy about that. 4, Gary Oldman. Gotten everything. People were saying if there was one person who's interchangeable out of this 5, it is Gary Oldman. It's not looking likely. Not looking likely. It can still happen. It can still happen, but not looking great. Not looking great because he's gotten everything. So Gary Oldman is at number 4. And at number 5, Mr. Snubbed himself twice, Delroy Lindo at the Five Bloods. I still have him getting in at the 5th slot. I still have it. I still feel like he will, I don't know, pull through. Now maybe I'm just saying that because, you know, I got the taste of Steven Yeun. Pause. That sounds fucking weird. I got the taste of a nomination for Steven Yeun at the SAG, and you know, damn near everybody got Critics' Choice, so that doesn't really mean much. But I do think Steven Yeun is the number 6. I think he is the guy to crack that top 5 if Delroy Lindo doesn't, if Gary Oldman doesn't, because top 3 are locks. 4, you know, somewhat of a lock, I guess. Delroy Lindo, very much up in the air, which is not what I would have expected. And number 7, Tahar Rahim. He got a Best Actor Drama nomination. Delroy Lindo didn't. Steven Yeun didn't. Tom Hanks didn't. So he's at number 7. 8, Tom Hanks, News of the World. You know, this is just a safety net for News of the World in case a News of the World wave comes in, which would just not be what I want. But who cares what I want? He got Critics' Choice. I know, you know, I just said everyone got Critics' Choice. They had 8 fucking nominees, which is ridiculous. But he got in there, you know, so he's at number 8. What do you want me to say? 9, Mads Mikkelsen, another round. 1, BAFTA could help him, but 2, he feels like someone that could also just randomly crack in with no real precursors. I don't think it's going to happen, but he's still strong enough, you know, to be in my 10. And then rounding out the 10 is Lakeith Stanfield, who just isn't getting anything right now for Judas. Judas is just lacking. And to be honest, I wouldn't expect Lakeith Stanfield to get in everywhere. If he did, I would have thought it would be Critics' Choice, but they went with Ben Affleck instead, who is not on my 10. But yeah, so cool. Supporting actress. Okay. As you guys can see, I changed it and I put Glenn Close at number 1. You guys know I'm not a fan of Hillbilly Elegy, not because of politics or whatever. I straight up don't think it's that good. But obviously, that doesn't matter, okay? Because I know some other people do like it, and this is the Academy we're talking about. Here's why I did switch at number 1. 1, Amanda Seyfried missed SAG. That's kind of big. Now, you could say Regina King missed SAG for Amanda Seyfried. I don't think they're on the same level. Regina King was a very well-respected actress over time, and I'm not saying Amanda Seyfried isn't, but considering this would be her first nomination, and, you know, I think Amanda Seyfried is more known for, like, Mean Girls, Mamma Mia, stuff like that, instead of her stuff like Mank, First Reformed, Les Mis even. Don't like that movie, but whatever. I don't think it's exactly the same. So because of that, I think they're, as I've said in the Globes, supporting actress is the most wide open, right? It's the most wide open race. You talk to 10 different people, you might get 4 different answers, right, for who's going to win. Because of a lack of frontrunner for supporting actress, I feel like people are going to default to Glenn Close. There had to be a clear frontrunner for Glenn Close not to win, in my opinion, and that just hasn't come true. I thought it could have been Amanda Seyfried. You know, I predicted her for the Globes, and I still do, but her missing SAG is pretty big because now I think Glenn Close takes SAG. Maybe her or Olivia Colman even could take the BAFTA. And if people are splitting votes here and there, I think Glenn Close is going to have the most. And, you know, if this is the one she finally wins her Oscar for, good for her. I don't think people should be voting for her because they're like, we have to give her an Oscar. This might be our last chance. People said that about her and The Wife. And literally 2 years later, right now, 2 years? Yeah, I think 2 years later, she's already going to get nominated again. I don't think this is going to be the last time Glenn Close gets nominated. But whatever, I get the sentiment. But yeah, so Glenn Close is at number 1. And like I just said, Amanda Seyfried is still at number 2. I still don't feel comfortable putting Olivia Colman at 2 yet. But anything can happen. Olivia Colman is at number 3. Feels like a lock. She's getting in everywhere. And can I see her winning? I can. As I said, I feel like I keep saying that. In the last video, my Golden Globe predictions, I've said I can see like 6 people winning here, which is 100% the case. I can see all these damn people winning, which is why supporting actress is the most confusing, wide open race ever. I can see her winning. I can see Olivia Colman winning. And if she wins over Glenn Close again, not that I would enjoy it, but I think I would laugh a lot because that would be kind of hilarious. but Olivia Colman could absolutely win. I love her performance in The Father. I really do. But yeah, 4, Ye Jung-yoon for Minari. So oddly enough, feels kinda strong. This does not feel like the grandma from The Farewell. I mean, she just got SAG. There was a lot of support for Minari. So oddly enough, I feel like she gets in, and I could be, setting myself up for some heartbreak because I want her to get in, but it feels good for right now considering what has happened to Ellen Burstyn. 5, Maria Bakalova, Borat's subsequent movie film. I have kept Maria Bakalova at my number 6 this entire time. This entire time. I just recently changed it to 5. Obviously, Ellen Burstyn getting snubbed does not help, and part of me still feels like even though Maria Bakalova has gotten every single precursor pretty much, that she can still get snubbed on Oscar nomination morning. And even though I still feel that way, I'm just kind of going for it. I'm sending it, right? I usually play conservative with it. I've said that a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to will this into existence because I think it would be hilarious if she got in. I really do. Not because she's undeserving, just because I think for the Academy to recognize a performance like that, like in Borat's subsequent movie film, would actually be I would have respect for that. This is more out there than like a Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids. I guess you could say it's along the lines of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, I guess. But Robert Downey Jr. was a very well-known figure who's already been nominated before that. This would be a totally new nomination for the Academy, and I think they should do it. So I have her at 5. She's gotten everything so far, so I have her at 5. 6, Ellen Burstyn, Pieces of a Woman. I still feel like she could still sneak her way through to the Oscars. Obviously, she's a very well-respected actress in the Academy who's won before, I believe. So I think she can get in still. But listen, it's not looking great. Not looking great. So that's why she takes the hit and is at number 6. Number 7 is Helena Zengel. I literally don't know what the fuck to do with Helena Zengel. She is a child actress who is in News of the World, who has gotten SAG and Golden Globe, and I mean Best Young Actress at the Critics' Choice, which doesn't really mean much. I literally don't know what to do with her. I don't know what to do. That's more than like Jacob Tremblay got in Room, who was fantastic, who eventually missed out. I have her missing out, but I would not be surprised in the latest. 8 is Dominique Fishback for Judas, kind of along the same lines as Lakeith. Judas just is struggling. She hasn't been getting in anywhere, so she's at number 8. Jodie Foster, number 9, The Mauritanian. I know she got the Globe. I feel like that's going to be the only nomination, possibly. Maybe she can get BAFTA. Maybe I should move her up. I'll do it next time. But yeah, Jodie Foster there. 10, Saoirse Ronan, Ammonite, along the same lines as Kate Winslet. The BAFTA could go for it. Supporting actor. So top 4 has not changed at all. Has not changed. Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and Black Messiah, still at number 1. I still feel like that is the case, even if Judas misses out on a bunch of big award nominations. I think this is the one. And I can't even imagine a scenario in my head where he doesn't win. It just doesn't seem right, and I can't picture it. It is a loud, showy performance that also has those quiet moments. It's kind of exactly what you would think in an acting win. And listen, I saw Daniel Kaluuya was trending last night just for being awesome in the movie. So I think it's still gonna happen. 2, Sacha Baron Cohen, Chicago 7, same. I know a lot of people actually have him winning now, just because they feel if Judas doesn't have that love, then Sacha Baron Cohen will, because he's more Academy friendly. He might be campaigning a little bit harder. I mean, it's certainly possible. Listen, I've said Sacha Baron Cohen isn't my favorite performance in the movie. I said Mark Rylance's. But even with that being said, I am 10,000% okay with him getting a nomination. I actually think it's deserved. A lot of people say he steals every scene he's in. You can't take your eyes off him. And I would agree with that. I'm 10,000% okay with him getting a nomination. Even if he wins, I wouldn't be upset. I would be like, oh, damn. Wow, I can't believe he actually won. It would be kind of weird if he won for this role. It would be weird, especially over Daniel Kaluuya. So whatever. Leslie Odom Jr., just a lock. Just a lock. You're a strong number 3. Chadwick Boseman probably will get in. They seem to want to double nominate him. You guys know my thoughts on that already. He got SAG. He's No one else is really stronger. So he's at number 4. And 5, I have Bill Murray for On the Rocks. I always thought Bill Murray was pretty strong. I think I had him at number 6 usually. And he's leapfrogged Paul Raci because Bill Murray got a Globe nomination. 6, you have Paul Raci. You know, he got Critics' Choice. I'm still kind of holding on to a lifeline there. That's why he's at number 6. But Critics' Choice could very well be his only nomination in the big awards, which would be absolutely fucking tragic. But yeah. 7, Mr. Jared Leto himself, the Joker. Yep. 7 for The Little Things. The Little Things, as you'll see, has been on some shortlists for the Oscars. I have this weird feeling The Little Things will get at least one nomination. I don't think it'll be here, which is why he's at number 7, but it's kind of weird. I can totally see it happening. We're about 1 month away from me putting Jared Leto ahead of Paul Raci, considering Jared Leto's gotten 2 big nominations. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's fucking weird. 8, Frank Langella has leapfrogged Mark Rylance, in my opinion. Mark Rylance has just not really been getting in. And weirdly enough, I keep hearing this talk about Frank Langella of like, oh, he might show up in SAG. He might show up here. He might show up there. I don't think any Trial Chicago 7 person is getting in besides Sacha Baron Cohen. But if it's happened, I guess it's Frank Langella. Mark Rylance, same deal. And 10, I actually have David Strathairn for Nomadland because he also feels like an actor who can just show up, not really getting any precursors. Him and Bo Burnham, I can see that, but David Strathairn kind of gets the bump for me. All right, let's go through these a little bit quicker now, as we always do. Best Original Screenplay, top 4, locks. Lock it in. Lock it in, throw away the key. What's in that 5 slot? For right now, I have a default choice of Sound of Metal because it got that at Critics' Choice. And, we don't know anything about Globe because they combine both screenplay categories, and SAG obviously doesn't do screenplay. So I have Sound of Metal just in there right now. I still think Soul could get in, even though it didn't get a nomination there. If not Soul, Never Rarely, oddly enough, looking good. And you can see down there, Judas takes a big old hit. Da 5 Bloods, never really thought that was going to come true. And Palm Springs is a wishful thinking. Best Adapted Screenplay, I might regret not putting Nomadland at number 1, but I have One Night in Miami on number 1. It is the more screenplay-ish movie where it has a more dialogue and a lot of more riveting conversations. Nomadland isn't exactly like that. I would just assume they would go for something like that over a more minimalistic screenplay like Nomadland. But whatever. Number 1 and 2. 3 and 4. The other plays. The Father. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Lock it in. 5 is really, kind of like original screenplay, actually. 5 is really where it gets interesting. I have News of the World because News of the World is much stronger than First Cow. So News of the World takes over that slot, but First Cow could still definitely get in. I would love that. I think that'd be cool. I really love First Cow. Maybe not really low. I really like First Cow. I do. 7, The Mauritanian, kind of along the same lines as News of the World, like I've said. 8, I'm thinking of anything. So once again, I have never thought they were going to go for this, but it is Charlie Kaufman. It's just too weird of a movie. 9 and 10, it's probably not going to happen. Sorry. Okay, Best Cinematography. Nomadland, Mank, News of the World, Tenet, oddly enough, feel pretty good. I'll say top 3 feel good. I can still see them weirdly getting rid of Tenet just out of here. 5, I have Minari. I think Minari is going to slowly start building it up, especially for cinematography and score eventually. But I have that number 5 now. Da 5 Bloods could get in. I would love a Judas nomination. I actually think it should get in. But like I said, it's just not happening right now. First Cow, possible. Got that Critics' Choice nomination. Ma Rainey could. And then, Midnight Sky is just nah. Best Editing. So Trial Chicago 7 is a lock. And I still have no reason to believe it won't win. Has the most cuts. And, it's going back and forth between timelines. So yeah, Mank and Nomadland also feel strong. Those are the top 3 contenders. It makes sense that they get in for editing. For The Father, I am very glad it showed up at the Critics' Choice, and I would agree because the editing has a lot to do with the effectiveness of The Father, so I would love that. Tenet is very interesting. I could see Tenet getting in damn near almost every single technical. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Or I could see it weirdly getting snubbed out of almost every single one. Just depends on how they really respond to it. But I have it at number 5 right now. I think Promising Young Woman could spoil. If people would just love Promising Young Woman, it could get in here. And that would be cool. That'd be a good lineup. Then, you have the rest. You have Da 5 Bloods, Ma Rainey, News of the World, and Sound of Metal, which got a nice little nomination at the Critics' Choice. That'd be awesome, too. but to me it feels like maybe top 7, I guess. Production design. Okay, so this is where the Critics' Choice actually do matter. It has a great track record for that. Now we don't really need Critics' Choice to say that, but Mank is winning. To me, this feels like a lock. You can throw away the key. Mank is winning as it should. Then you have Ma Rainey, and then you have the 2 period pieces really with David Copperfield and Emma. Both I would completely agree with. Then you have News of the World, makes sense. Then you have stuff like Tenet, which could get in. Once again, like I just said, I don't need to repeat myself for Tenet. 7, The Father. It is more contemporary, I guess, like very minimal. But production design also, I think, is pretty good in The Father. That could catch on, but I'm leaving it off for now. Yeah, Mulan, The Midnight Sky, and then just Chicago 7 if they just fucking love it. Costume design. Have a new winner. I did put Emma at number 1. Don't know if that's true. I just, for some reason, I can't really see Emma like winning anything. But that's a dumb reason. So I have it at number 1. Low key, kind of agree. I think Emma is pretty damn good with the costumes. Mank and Ma Rainey at number 2 and 3. Then you have Mulan, and then Personal History of David Copperfield rounding out the top 5. Then you have News of the World, also very possible. Maybe I should put that in over like Mulan or something. But then you have Promising Young Woman, which did show up at the Critics' Choice, which is nice. And then you have Billie Holiday, Birds of Prey, Ammonite. Boom. Best Makeup and Hairstyling. So this is one where the Oscar shortlist came out. So these are the top 10. These are the remaining 10 movies eligible. So it will come down to 5. Ma Rainey, Hillbilly Elegy, Emma, Mank. I don't know. I kind of feel good about that. I kind of do. Then you have Birds of Prey, which, could get in. Pinocchio, I've said this before, like, Pinocchio, like, look at the fucking screenshots for Pinocchio. It's insane. People think it's literally CGI. Like, it's fucking makeup. It's insane. I think that should get a nomination. Don't know if it will, but pretty insane. Respect. Then you have the Glorias, The Little Things, right? This is one of the things where The Little Things pops up. So could be here. Jingle Jangle. Even just saying that kind of makes me laugh, but Jingle Jangle is here. What the fuck? Okay. And then One Night in Miami is here, which is kind of surprising. One Night in Miami. I don't even know if I would agree with that, but whatever, it's here. And you have Best Original Score. So they did add John Batiste to Soul. They thought it could have been ineligible. That is not the case. It is. That's good. Then you have Mank. They're going to get double nominated. Yeah, Tenet, News of the World, Midnight Sky, Minari. To me, it's between those top 6. And with Soul and Mank being the most locks, I could see 3, 4, and 5 missing out for like a Minari or something like that. But whatever, it's there. Then you have Chicago 7, which could get in. The Little Things actually has a pretty decent score, and it's Thomas Newman, so you can never rule it out. And then you just had Defy Bloods and Ammonite kind of rounding it out there. Best sound design, you can see it here. Sound of Metal to me, still winning at number 1. Then you have Mank, Tenet, News of the World, Ma Rainey's back bottom. Soul could still kind of sneak in here depending, or Chicago 7. Greyhound isn't really doing that great, at least from what we've seen of the shortlists. And then you just have the Midnight Sky, Defy Bloods. To me, it's really between Sound of Metal and Mank. Best visual effects. So this is another place where the Oscar shortlist has came up. So Tenet, Midnight Sky, feel good. Mank, I think it will get in just because a Best Picture nominee usually gets in for visual effects. I guess that's the one. Then you have Birds of Prey. Soul is actually was on the shortlist here, which I think is pretty cool. So I have Soul in. And then you have stuff like Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, which actually has pretty good visual effects. Then you have the documentary Welcome to Chechnya, which I haven't seen, but that's pretty cool. Then you have Love and Monsters, decent movie. Bloodshot, what the fuck is that doing there? How is The Invisible Man not here? Best Animated, I'm not going to go through this that much. Soul is winning. Top 5 is locks to me. Yes, I said it. The Croods is a lock to me. I can't see the Willoughbys getting in. I took Earwig and the Witch off because that movie is not good. So yeah, this is a done deal to me. I've always said this is top 5 for recently, as of recently. So there you go. Best Original Song. So this is another place where the Oscar shortlist has come through. And to me, Speak Now is still number 1, with Scene being the number 2. Fight for You for Judas. I think that's the one with her, the artist. So that could be it. Hear My Voice seems to be good. And then Turntables is there. Don't Count Out Rain Song from Minari. Or fucking Husavik, My Hometown from Eurovision. That would be hilarious. I actually want that to happen. I know I usually laugh when that kind of pops up for a nomination. I just think that's so weird to me that they would actually go for it. So I want it to happen. Or Wuhan Flu, number 10. Give me something different, okay? Give me something different. 20 best documentary. This is another place where I'm not the best at this, so I kind of rely on other people. From what I've seen, this feels like a good 10 with five, the top five. I actually think that's pretty solid. Dick Johnson's Dead, All in the Fight for Democracy, Boy State, my favorite, Collective, and Time. I think that's good. That's good for me. And then lastly, best international feature. This is another place where I believe the shortlist came out. I have no reason to change. Another Round for Denmark is winning with Mads Mikkelsen. Amazing movie. You guys should all watch it if you haven't seen it already. And then the rest you can kind of see. So La Llorona has entered here. Some other people have dropped out from what I've seen. Like I said, I'm not the best at this stuff. I rely on other people. But Collective, the documentary, pretty good. Could get double nominated there. A Son from Taiwan, which is on Netflix, which I haven't seen for some reason. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Oh shit, I'm tired. That's gonna be it for the Oscar predictions for February. I know that the Oscar predictions in March are gonna be very different because by next time the Golden Globes will have actually been announced, the winners. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, other than that, I feel pretty good about it. I guess as good as one should feel. Once again, no one knows anything, so this is all for fun. They're predictions, right? But that is gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please take care. Stay safe.